I want to do, but having said that, being the boss means that everyone's relying upon you for so many different things, so the stress, I haven't been able to get there, but when next time I'm up there, I'm going to try and find a way of getting some young girls to be camera.
On helping other people or helping out a cause, I think it can really help shake off a lot of that negativity.
But he's got a fantastic story of basically throwing everything in and pretending to, taking on professional photography.
What is up, YouTubers? As you can see by the intro, it doesn't really tell the story of what I was had envisioned. This is a reality of landscape photography. I'm afraid, or woodland photography. Wherever you are, the conditions are never normally as good as you would hope, but at the same time, I've come to another section of this humongous woods, old ancient oak, it's ancient oak woodland predominantly, but there's beech, there's white oaks, English oaks, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. But yeah, the noise of the birds this morning was really, really nice. The only downside is it's quite a busy woodland. Well, the avenue that I'm parked on is quite a busy section. Obviously, once I get into the woods, it's be a bit quieter. But I haven't quite got it to myself. But nevertheless, it's gonna be a good morning. I'm very excited to get looking and just get them creative juices flowing. I haven't been out since before Christmas and New Year, so. Which reminds me, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you had a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know it's been a strange year last year, but that's the last I'm going to talk of it. Let's focus on the positives in 2022. Almost said 21 then. Right, let's get the boots on. Let's get going because I'm excited to see this new section of woods and explore a new area. But I need my coffee first. Ugh. So I've found my first subject, and it is a pretty special composition. I really like it actually. I've got my tripod really high, and I'm looking down on a sort of clump of bracken or dead ferns. Now this tree, it's a beech tree, sort of fell over and sort of gone down and curled up, and you've got these three branches coming up, which are attached to his main branch. It's quite hard to see in the composition. And then you have a silver birch on the left with a beech, and then some silver birches off in the way in the distance. And I like the journey that this image offers. We have got some issues. One being the sky is quite bright, although the conditions are very flat. I don't really like. There's no interest in the sky. So by eliminating it, it does help. So I'm in a 16:9 crop in a portrait orientation, as you can see here. Like I said, nice and high, looking down to eliminate that sky and making this bracken, the texture in this bracken pop and the contrast. So I'm trying, this image is going to be quite contrasty. So I am using a Kase polarizer, and I'm taking some with, some without, and I will do a mixture of the both. I mean, I won't be blending images, but I will just use that polarizer enough to take some of the glare away from distracting areas and leave, and then at the same time it'll enrich the colours, the browns and the greens, but not too much. Because of the conditions, because it's very damp and wet, the scene is very contrasty anyway. So I don't want to I don't want to make the contrast even through the shot. What I want is the contrast to fall off, like choosing depth of field, to help the sharpness fall off. It creates a journey. It's all adding to the experience that the eye has when it looks at an image. Yeah, so there's lots of things going on in this scene. There's lots of potential here, I think. Maybe not necessarily today, but in the future. I think there is potential for this image to be better, which has brought me here to take this shot in the first place. So yeah, I'm going to shot up, I'm going to take this image, and then I'm going to move on and see if I can find anything else. Before I go, there is, I don't know what it's like around your local area, but the birds of prey are absolutely thriving these days, and I've spotted a huge big, what I think is a red kite nest, because it's so big. I think the red kites, correct me if I am wrong people, but I think red kites in this area in Wiltshire particular are the biggest bird of prey, I believe, and there's so many of them now. It's just incredible. So yeah, that was a nice little find. I haven't actually heard or seen the red kite, which is unusual, I must say, because they are so rife at the moment. But yeah, it's nice to see a big nest like that. Right, anyway, I'm going to crack on, and I'll see you a bit further into our walk. So I was first drawn to this image, or this scene shall I say, because of this tree. It's an absolute beauty. It's real nice proportion, it's not too high in the sky, there's enough interest down. So when you're shooting at eye level, you've got enough interest in your image. And there's a lovely tree, well I say lovely tree, there's a tree here which sort of arcs over, and this limb here almost sort of causes like an arch, which I like. I just don't like all this sort of negative space here. All this negative space just really doesn't work. And also this tree here is very nice, but when you shoot wide, it's just such a big empty abyss of nothing. It's such a shame because I do really like this scene, but sometimes you just got to leave it. Maybe in winter, sorry, we are in winter, maybe if we get a bit of snow, maybe and fill this sort of foreground up, maybe it might work better, but it's just too heavy one-sided. This tree on the left-hand side of the frame, and your eye does travel down to this nice curve, but there's just too much here. Too much dead area here, and I just can't work it. So moving on. So I've changed my mind. I am going to shoot this tree, and the reason I'm going to shoot it is, I know I said don't force it earlier, or if I didn't say that, I meant to say don't force an image, but I can't walk away from it. So although there's parts of this image that I don't particularly like, I'm going to take it, and I think this scene is worth investing the time, or definitely coming back to in different seasons. Like I said, if I had a little bit of snow, a little bit of mist, I think this could be an incredible scene. So what I'm going to do is put the tree on the left. Yeah, see on the back of the camera, 16:9 crop does look really, really smart. I'm not going to go too much into settings, but I think what I'll do now is I'll talk to you behind the camera and just talk about why my concerns and why I have still taken this image. So I hope you can see why. In a 16:9 crop, just ignore the settings for now because I haven't really organised myself that much in terms of refining. But as you can see here, this tree is just absolutely stunning. It really is a gorgeous image. A gorgeous tree, shall I say. Ignore the red reflections, that's just myself. And here's the tree that sort of arcs over. Again, add into the image. I love this branch up here. I love these limbs around here. It's got a nice mixture of browns and greens. We've had some rain overnight, so everything's quite dark. I might introduce a polarizer, depending on what shutter speed and stuff I get. I think I probably will do, just to see if I can enhance. But to be fair, I like a little bit of glare along here. I think I like a little bit of glare, we'll find out. But yeah, a Kase polarizer might help in this situation. I just love the way that eye travels around. This is the area that troubles me. If I just take a shot a minute, I can show you a bit better. This is the area that bothers me. Just a bit of a blah area. It would be nice if this was sort of littered a little bit with some foliage, or like I said, some snow, some mist would always help this image. But yeah, this is my concerns. But this is the main reason why I wanted to shoot the scene. Is this a gorgeous oak tree and the natural sort of arc that it sort of creates, leading you to nowhere. There's no real interest down there. But again, a mist or utilising contrast, the way the contrast will fall off in this image, or how I can process it, I can soften this area down here, so you're sort of looking into an abyss rather than a natural subject. So I decided to use a Kase polarizer, just utilising the polarizer enough to create a little bit more contrast and richness in colour, which I will then be able to use to my advantage to create a journey. And whilst I'm talking about a journey, I should probably mention I will probably reduce the contrast a little bit in Photoshop, and I might duplicate layers and decrease the saturation and the contrast away in a distance to help with that journey. It is a creative license that us as photographers have. I won't do anything too drastic to this image because it needs them conditions, them genuine conditions to really make this shot work. But as you know, I have my reservations about this image anyway, with a little bit of space on the right, and there is a diagonal tree on the left, which is a little bit distracting. So yeah, a little bit of Photoshop work, but not too much. So anyway, I think I'm going to head back to the car. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this morning, even though the conditions are not great. I always love exploring new areas of woodland that I haven't been to before. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these two images that I've taken this morning. And Happy New Year again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So as you can see from this shot, it is a raw image. I haven't edited this one yet, and I do like the image. I stand by what I said in the video. It's just that I just haven't fancied editing it yet. If I'm honest, it needs a little bit of work, I believe. But what I've decided to do is to show you the raw image and just show you exactly how they come out of the camera. And maybe in a few videos time I will show the image and I'll talk a little bit about how I processed this one. But yeah, I'm just not in the mood for this one at the moment, but I still wanted to show you the image, and yeah, it is a raw straight out of camera shot. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.